buddy. So, for the record, it's an interesting sound. So, for the record, I've been away from the park for a couple days, and now that I've chosen to take a little walk, I keep on seeing people that are choosing to focus, like, intently on me, I can feel it, dude. And it's like, because I don't have this Suboxone in my blood like I usually do, I'm even more sensitive to it. So, I mean, part of me's been thinking about just dropping this whole case and shit. But the problem is like every time I come out here to the park and I just go for a normal walk, that's my only intent is to come out. I'm not trying to investigate. I'm not trying to rouse anything up. I'm just trying to go on a walk. And I keep seeing people. So like this is confusion. Okay, going to the Bible. Like if these are really benevolent beings, my question is like why not like just help shed the confusion and like why are you guys stalking me? Like that's exactly what you're doing is stalking me. I don't know the intentions, but there's a very large group. I'm talking like probably I've witnessed dozens of individuals, okay? Some of them much more frequently than others, but there are literally dozens of individuals who are stalking me every single time I come out in this park. I don't know why. Since my dad passed about a year ago, it is when I really started to notice it happening. I don't know why. I think there's a connection. I'm not sure. But the problem I'm having is a couple of things. For one, I've seen I've seen supernatural things involved with this group. So that right there tells me there's something supernatural. I have evidence to support there's something supernatural happening with these people. That's one thing. The other thing is like the lady, which keeps on being brought up, even though it happened a while ago, and whatever. But with her, the way she reacted was, to me, somebody who looked very, very guilty. She looked afraid of me, but this is what's weird, is like she has no reason to be afraid of me. This is all that I do, is walk around and run around this park. That's it. And then I started noticing, as I'm saying now, as I'm seeing now, I started seeing her looking at me in a very strange way, dude. Like, when you give energy, okay, we're made of energy, so it's just common sense. If somebody has a strange intent and you're walking past them and they're looking at you with focused on you with that strange intent, especially if you're a sensitive person, but even if you're not a sensitive person, you're going to pick up on it. Whether you're just mentally, even if you don't feel it, which I think everybody does, but even for those that aren't as sensitive, their cells are still going to absorb that encounter. So my point being, like, this has all had an effect on my state of being. And I still don't even know why they're doing it, but because I've shared the issues that I'm at and the things that are going on and the unknown nature of this issue, and that it does have evidence of being associated with an individual that did threaten me, leads me to believe, and because they're still choosing not to just be honest and forthcoming with why they're stalking me, leads me to believe that they're more highly associated with malevolence than benevolence. I hate to say it, I really do. And the way I talk to the cops, when I talk to the cops, I initially started the conversation off with, I think these people are associated with an evil group of aliens. I told the cops that, and when he heard me say that, he didn't seem like it was strange at all, which tells me he might have been waiting for my call, or that call may have been relayed to him because he was the person that has been selected to deal with me when this event happens. Possible. Like, if you got to think these people are super meticulous, then they know how to dot all their I's and cross all their T's. That's exactly what they would need. So, if they did have the control over the cops, like, which is my suspicion, or at least a good degree of power over the cops, they could easily do that type of shit. It's completely feasible. There's absolutely no good reason for them not to enforce the law when I have a proof of a crime on camera, as well as proof of other people who have been known to associate with the individual who committed the crime stalking me for months. I have proof of it all. When all I've done is just run around this park. This whole thing started because I started noticing people giving me weird glances. It's exactly what happened. And then I took it upon myself to investigate because I'm like, this is some weird shit. Like, the only thing I can think of, since I think they're harassing me, but they haven't really done anything yet, but there's something going on. I don't know what. Like, especially if you're somebody that's already dealing with thoughts of like, you're feeling like the government's using energy weapons against you. To have this type of shit happen to somebody who's already expressed that is obviously going to further perpetuate them into a state of unwellness. We live in America with the supreme law of the land is the Constitution. Part of the Constitution is the preamble, and a part of the preamble is to ensure the well-being of the people. Allowing this type of behavior is not ensuring the well-being of the people, especially if it's associated with the Portland Police, which is part of the government, which is for the people, which means they're supposed to be operating in a way that is for the betterment of the people. This is not it. I shouldn't have to take this much time out of my life to work on a case that is when I have a clear evidence of a crime. Cops should have just done their job, and it would have been an easy fucking misdemeanor, or even just a police report and a solid warning would have done me good. But for them not to do a goddamn thing, I can't take that, dude. Like, honestly, no, I'm gonna take that back. That dude needed to spend, I think, at least a night in jail for what he did, because the thing is that what he chose to do could have got him shot, could have got him killed. I guarantee you, like, I'm not gonna guarantee you, I've seen, anybody that's watched cop videos knows if you were to do that to a cop, what he did to me, a cop probably would have been in his right to shoot him, because how the fuck do I know if that dude's coming at me with intent to kill? How do I know? Like, from that standpoint, what he just did was threaten my life. He could easily have had a blade or a gun, or even just try to hit me. Like, you can kill somebody from hitting them. If you really know what the fuck you're doing, you hit them in the right spot, you can kill somebody. Or if you're really good at hitting, or cause brain damage, or break somebody's jaw, or like, that severely fucks up their life. Like, forever. Serious injuries don't just go away. Like, yes, we can heal these things, but if you seriously fuck somebody up, that's why it drives me nuts that people are so eager to fight. It's like, dude, you could really get hurt. You could get killed. Like, is it worth it? For what? Because somebody said some stupid shit? And I know how close I've gotten into getting altercations over just words. And this all goes back to, again, America and what they're allowing the citizens to consume and to perpetuate, and these businesses to make money off of. So, anyways, man, I didn't want to do this. I really just wanted to come to the park and just have a peaceful walk through the park and not have to deal with people that I feel like are stalking me. And then what bugs me even more, or it just puts in even like a stranger taint to this whole thing, is some of them will appear very benign or even benevolent. Like, for the longest time, nobody's been saying hi to me or anything like that when I come through the park. And now I've had like 6 people in succession decide to say hi to me today. It's like, this normally never happens. And then I went so far as to say that somebody else actually was like, oh, you're not running today. So this person that I've never met before, just met on the trail today, apparently is aware of me running and knows me, my body enough to know that I'm always running. And he's questioning why I'm not running today. And I'm like, I'm walking. Like, but there, right then and there, it proves that there's another person that is aware of my activities around this park. And when I have no idea who he is. And I get it. I mean, I'm running through the park, but I mean, you gotta be, that is, like, if you're sitting out your window, like, looking at people, like, with enough urgency to, you're aware of, like, the people that are running around the park and who are not, that's a sign of, I mean, it's essentially, not really stalking, I guess, unless you're following somebody, but it is surveilling somebody. Like, that would be the next level to surveilling. Like, okay, well, if people really are stalking me and all this and stuff, they would have to surveil me. So, like, the more I really think about these things, the more it does look like there is some type of a group for some type of a reason stalking me and surveilling me for unknown intentions. But I do know that they've done malevolent things in the past. So, anyways, when I bring out my camera, like right now, and I start filming a lot, they usually end up fucking, I think they're catching on to that it's making them look bad. Because it does, obviously. any smart, competent court would be able to tell he's choosing to come out into the park at random times, and every time he seems to be coming out at random times, he keeps having people that are watching him in a strange way. The common sense would dictate that, suggest that there is some type of organization that has some type of reason to watch this individual whenever he chooses to go to the park. That's stalking. And they've continued not to tell me the reasons for them doing this, which continues to put me in a state of confusion, which continues to allow the evil ideas in. I don't know. Like, if y'all are really good, why wouldn't you want to alleviate my confusion and just tell me why the fuck you're stalking me? But they're not. So that's not good. They're not good. That's what I know. I'm not sure what they are, but I do know they're not good, and they have done things to try to threaten and scare me in the past. As well as steal. Like, this whole thing started essentially when they stole a jacket because I used to put my jacket down behind a tree when I was going for runs. And one night I noticed it missing. That same night, or I think it was that next day, I noticed, something decided to put a giant log, like the size of this tree trunk, like that width, on top of the spot where I've been leaving my jacket. One day, that log was not there. The next day I show up, there's a giant log there. That does not look like any type of man or even group of men would have. I don't think it was carried by man. Maybe like 8 dudes could have picked it up and brought it over there. It's possible. But I feel like something else happened that allowed it to come there. That happened. So then I saw, that's weird. So I decided to put my shirt somewhere else. I put it somewhere else. It's dark out. And somehow it still ends up being stolen, even though there was only like one other person on the trail that whole night. Which tells me again that they've been watching me. Even at nighttime, they're still watching what the fuck I'm doing, to the point where they stole my jacket. That happened, and then I kept on seeing that ringleader dude, which I've showed numerous times, watching me, stalking me. Even going so far as to tell me things like keeping track of how long I'm running. Like saying like, oh, you're running for about 2 hours. And I'm looking at him like, what are you, my coach? Like, it was benign. So like when they do things like that, I'm like, well, he's not hurting anybody. It's strange. Like, that's weird. I don't know who you are, and you're keeping track of how long I'm running. That's fucking weird, dude. But again, like, I'm the type of person that, like, as long as they're not hurting people, then it doesn't bother me. But I'm starting to now see that anything that leaves room for confusion, there's a reason why that's being labeled evil in the Bible. And it's like, why not just be straightforward, dude? Like, that's strange. Like, that's like me seeing a younger kid, because this dude's my elder. Like, this ringleader and the dude who threatened me, these are like elders, like people in their 50s or their 60s, older people. Okay, so this would be like me choosing to do this to like a 20-year-old or even a teenager. Like, it's fucking weird. It would be like me watching a teenager or like new college student running around the park and keeping track of how long he's running around the park, and constantly coming out whenever I see him going out to the park and giving him weird glances while he's running around the park. That's what it'd be like. That's what they're doing to me. If I were to do to them, to somebody else, what they're doing to me, that's what it would look like. And then they start noticing me, and I could tell they're noticing me, so then I start saying things like, oh, you're doing good, man, keep up the running, like acting like they know me or something. That's why part of me feels like it's connected with my dad's passing. And then I'm just going to go ahead and say it because it's coming to me. The show Grimm, produced and written by Jim Koff, which is he's a dude in Hollywood. He's a writer-producer in Hollywood. You guys probably know him. If you watch the show Grimm, he's one of the founders or creators of that show Grimm. And also Another Stakeout, the movie with Richard Dreyfuss and who else was in that, man? Somebody else. Was it Emilio Estevez? I believe he was the director, or he had something to do with that movie. And I remember my parents telling me, like, oh, yeah, you're so, I forget how, but it's somehow, some way, my dad, on my dad's side, my dad knows, or is in some type of association, or has met Jim Koff. So, and again, that goes back to the show of the Grimm, which goes into other creatures existing with humans, and what's really going on in Portland, and what Portland's about, and Portland. I mean, it goes and like how much of that is real in this world, I'm not sure. But as I'm seeing things play out, it's looking like there's connections between. I mean, my dad was a West Point graduate, airborne ranger, but he decided to leave the Ranger or the Army officially. This is where I think he might have done something that I don't know about, because he realized that it was all a bunch of bullshit, essentially. Like, politicians control shit, and we're at the whim of what they tell us to do. And so once he found that out, he kind of decided, from what I gathered, he didn't say this verbatim, but he did tell me that once he got into the Officers Club, he saw it was a bunch of bullshit. That's pretty much what he told me. It's like they didn't really care about the Constitution. I mean, essentially, he didn't say the Constitution, but he said once he got into the Officers Club, he realized it was kind of a bunch of BS. Essentially what he told me. And that's what made him, moved him away, leaving the military. But what he did after that, I don't know. So it's possible he could have gotten involved in his clandestine operation. And that could be something that is happening right now. Those could be a part of the people that have been watching me. I don't know. And I think there's different sects as well. So, I don't know. It's very strange though, very strange. And then this also ties into suspicions I have about who my mother really is. It's really strange, dude, because I have a lot of respect for her as a creature. Like, the way she handles things and does stuff is very admirable. Like, she's a very good creature, but there's other things that she's very oblivious about that I don't think, to me, is very alien of how a human mother would handle her children. Not just me, but also my brother. Now, my mom was also kicked out of her house when she was 18 because she didn't go along with her mom's religion at the time, which happened to be Christian Scientist. And because she didn't get along with what her mother wanted her to get along with, her mother made her leave. She was 18, so my mom never had anything handed to her. She was kicked out. She had to fucking fend for herself. She had to go to college. I don't even know if she had a college paid for, if she got a scholarship. I'm not sure. She's very well. She's accomplished, like college education-wise. She's more accomplished than my dad is. So, anyways, which is also strange because from such an accomplished person, you think that they do, like, I don't want to get into too much shit, but let's just say for years I was hurting hardcore, and it's like throughout that whole time she never really took my addiction seriously. Like, she never really tried to help her son heal from addiction or even learn about it, even though she saw me in very, really bad states for a very long time. And to me, it just doesn't feel very human. So I don't know, man. And then, just to tie it in real quick, when I brought what's happening in this park and showed her the video, like, she was almost like, it was literally, I felt like she's protecting this group. And she's like trying to tell me, like, you gotta see how you look, Brian. I'm like, what are you talking about? First of all, this is Portland, where the motto is keep Portland weird. And it doesn't matter how I look. Like, this dude is coming at me in a threatening fucking way. Like, there's no way, shape, or form. Like, I have not been like, I know in my heart, this is what bugs me, is I know in my heart I have not been doing anything with any type of malicious intent to anybody out here in this fucking park. I shouldn't have said fucking, but I mean, I really haven't. And it really bugs me that my mom would suggest things in a way to where I'm the one who's doing the harm here when that's completely inaccurate. That's completely false. So, and then then I show her the video and she agrees. She says the same thing pretty much the cop says. And then I continue to ask if I can use her computer, and she has to tell me she's going to think about it, which I find extremely strange because I'm the one who's been offended. It is, by definition, it is a crime that's been committed. Cops are choosing not to do their job. She knows I've had issues with people hacking my computer, and she's still not even going to let me use her computer. And then she just like mentions that, oh, it's just going to get thrown out. Like, just says it like, oh, just real quick, like, when there's no good reason for them to throw it out. If we're going to follow the law was broken, a law was not enforced, they fucked up. Like, there's no good reason. If it's a real good court that's truly going to uphold the supreme law of the land, the Constitution, and Oregon's laws, by Oregon law, by numerous codes of Oregon law, a crime has been committed, okay? The notice of claim is exactly for what happened in this situation. And there's numerous stories of that happening in a park where two people are going about their day, somebody passes by, something fucking happens, people get stabbed. Like, that happens pretty commonly. And it's like, to have my mom defend the people that did that to me and to look at me like I'm the one that's doing all this wrong is like what? Like, that's not my mom. And then again, on top of it, then there's that with what I just shared with you guys about how she chose to handle addiction. And then there's also, I'm not trying to hate on her or anything. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Because this is stuff that's really has been a burden on my mind. Because I've got to juggle with these things. I'm like, who is this person that, like, it doesn't make sense here? And on top of it not making sense and feeling right was that, oh shit, I saw something that was weird. Oh, the suicide. So, yeah. Okay, even deeper. Okay. When my dad passed, she was pretty heartbroken. She was very, very upset. We all were. I mean, I was there, man. I mean, I was really very attentive, super attentive to her 24/7. Like, I really cared. And even before that, when she was suicidal, because she's dealt with this too, I'm the one who helped get her to church that got her out of her funk. So even if she ain't my mom, which I think she is, but even if she ain't and she's been playing that pretense, I've done the things for her in the past. And it's like she's doing the same thing these people that were supposed to be my friends are doing to me now. Is like, I'm always there for them and shit, but then when I'm going through something, it's literally like they look at me with resentment when they see me in pain. Whenever I'd see them in pain, all I ever did was try to help them through their pain. But for some reason, I think it has to do with who I am and who they are and what they've chosen to do. Because again, if you have something in your heart that keeps you from wanting to help another creature out that's dealing with suicidal thoughts, yeah, that's not good. It's just not, dude. Like, if you can't even like take that seriously, and it's literally like you don't care if this person lives or dies, like, that's really not good. Because I was really close to doing it, and she really didn't give too much of a fuck, or anybody out here. And it's sad, man. And this is what I'm doing is gonna get done. It's gonna change this whole planet. Because I don't want to see it ever happen to another human being ever again. There's absolutely no good reason why a human being should have to suffer like that in silence, especially somebody like myself, anybody, but especially when you've really tried to change your ways. You've not tried, have changed your ways, and I'm working on the shit that the people that are paid to represent the people should be working on. I'm continuing to do that while being treated like shit by everybody. And shout out to some of you guys out there who've done little things online and stuff, but there's levels to things, man. So when you come across, like, anybody, your reaction should be as good to measuring up with the situation as you can. So suicide's a very dire issue, all right? So expressing those types of things should warrant a similar dire response from y'all, if you really care. And so to not see that dire response, to me, tells me that y'all don't really care. Which it is what it is, man. That just is more support that this realm has fallen into an evil way of doing things, of being. and it just needs that much more help. Unfortunately, with shit like this, it's the pain that really. The longer we don't learn the lessons, the more the pain's going to get. So I don't want it to go down like that, but it goes back to what Alex Collier said. It's absolutely true. The love you withhold is the pain you carry. If y'all keep up, like you're seeing people that are really fucking hurting, and they, even if they haven't made a good change, they're still really fucking hurting. Be there, man. And even if it's just a small little thing, like a kind comment can save people's lives. So that lack is evidence of a realm that has lost its good connection with the compassion. And sad too, because America is supposed to be predominantly Christian. Christianity is supposed to be all about compassion. But somehow these Christians, these religious people they've gotten the message completely twisted up. Like it's literally like they think they can only help you if you're going to join and be a part of their individual club. It's like, you guys have completely lost the message of Christ. And it's sad to say that, but I wholeheartedly believe that. And some of them haven't. I take it back. Some of them aren't as bad, but for the most part, unconditional love, there's no, like, it's just love. Like, you don't hold any restrictions. Not restrictions. You don't expect anything. Okay? Like, these people, it's like they only want to help you if you agree. You know, they want to listen to you, but it's in their, it's the way that they want to listen. Like, from the presence of them being a Christian, like, they're going to respond to you and what they feel is right from their perspective, instead of just being there in that moment to hear somebody, which is really what people need, is just to give them their undivided attention, to listen, to just shut your mouth literally and just pay attention to somebody in pain. That's what it really means to be there in people in those moments. And if you can do that, you're also building up a connection with their soul, because you're choosing to care about another aspect of yourself, because we're all extensions of each other right here. So the more you do that for others, the more you're actually doing that for yourself. That's what it's really all about. You know, the more you try to force people into your own specific club, the more you're taking them, in a sense, the more you're trying to manipulate them and extort them and exploit them. And I guess I could be saying it as kind of being guilty of this too, but I'm really not. I'm just, because at the end of the day, this is what y'all need and what everybody needs to survive. So I'm really not doing this because it's just like my personal thing that I just want everybody to go along with, because I say it's this way and it's got to be this way. It's not at all. I don't want the energy. I don't want the attention. I don't want the fame. I just want to get the good job done. That's why time and time again I've tried to have other people lead, because I was like, fuck it. They seem to. I don't like that. I just don't like doing that shit. I'm like, if they seemed naturally, they weren't really leaders. They were really just exploiters, pretending to be leaders. Because a real leader would have led. When they did not lead, they used, and then they fled. So that's not a leader, man. That's it's more along the lines of a con artist, to be honest, man. I don't like saying that, but that's what it looks like, is people that were just pretending to be a thing that they really weren't, and they knew I was gullible, or had a good idea that I was gullible and kind, and agreed to, this is where the Bible, unfortunately, is used to siphon money for evil, because they pretend to be a part of Christianity, of the Word of Christ and all this and that, but they're really just putting on a mask, to get your money, or to get your attention, or to keep you in a spell of doing the same. This is why, because every time, all these church people, the beast knows if they've got Christians thinking they're doing what they think God wants them to do, because their priest has told them, hey, everybody come to Mass, pay your tithe, fucking do your prayers, whatever, and you're good. Go about your day, work your job, and, at the end of the day, it's all about the souls, and God's going to do all the work, and, you just got to worry about you, essentially. And then that's the main MO that I'm picking up on. When, in actuality, we're all supposed to be helping out everything as much as we can all the time. So they've managed to turn something that is the most high way of things, the most powerful force in the universe. I mean, what would that look like? Even just, you're trying to imagine what you should do in a situation, I mean, Most High is like, anytime, every piece of garbage I should be picking up. Anything that could hurt somebody, I should be taking care of. Anybody that needs a problem, I should be there. It's simple. It's simple. It's not complicated. So with that being said, if these people are all working jobs that, when you really look into what these jobs are doing to the planet, you find out that these jobs are actually killing the planet and the animals. What does that tell you, dude? That these churches are allowing people to perpetuate actions and rituals and work or worship a way of living in a society that is destroying other animals and other things. When we're supposed to be the ones helping everything grow and be better, we're literally perpetuating their demise while doing it under the guise of goodness of God. And these priests come and they tell you, they take your money and they put on their things and they do these ceremonies that make people feel like they're a part of something that is of God, but it's actually the opposite. And that's why when you look at a lot of with these people, they are associated with a lot of these companies that are exploiting the earth and fucking it over and using child labor and all sorts of fucked up practices and materials to gain profit for their own evil purposes or selfish gains, which is an evil purpose in itself. I mean, it's really kind of sad because I've gotten into essentially arguments with people that who are Christians, but they don't feel like it's a part of their duty to worry about the earth. And it's sad because I can tell it's literally like, it feels like to me, it looks like a spell that they really believe that they're in the right. Like they believe the text and the way that it was written. And to them, they feel like all they got to do is worry about building up their connection to Jesus Christ. But even if that was what they really believed in, to really do that means you got to take care of everything. So it's still a contradiction. But these priests and these people and these powers are in power that are in the church aren't going to break things down in that, because a lot of them have got investments. A lot of them have businesses. A lot of them have ties to making money out of fucked up means. Which puts evil curses on their being. Keeps them from connecting to Jesus' word, or is the spirit of, again, the way that we single out Jesus is wrong to me, but there's been many, and I believe that was a character that they chose to use for that particular time and purpose, and when in actuality, Jesus learned just like everybody, all of them that have come before, and since we all go through it. Nothing has changed under the sun. All that information that Jesus figured out was already here, has already been here, and has already been shared and expressed in different ways by different people over different times. This is the way the evil one works, is they use these things to their advantage because they know once the word's here, or once something that, I will give this. Now, it's one of the things that particular character, Jesus, I think was able to, because they've all shared it in their own ways based on who they are. So that character still, I've said this before, and I continue to stand by it. To me, the Bible, the Christianity, the Word is still the best weapon that I've found against evil. Like the message of the Bible, to truly, do everything you can to be as good as you can all the time. That's what it takes to beat evil. And Buddhism does not perpetuate that, in my opinion. It's more about peace and being chill and that, But really, to really defeat this evil, you got to be on top of shit. So if things are cool and the status quo of love is something that's maintained, then you can sit around and chill. But as soon as shit starts to get fucked up, the next right thing to do, to allow it to continue to be fucked up is not right. That's actually bad. And it's, in my opinion, a lot of Buddhism sits back and allows a lot of this evil to be committed when they could choose to act. They could choose to act and counter. They could choose to train and to work and to educate the people so they know what the fuck they're doing. Because a lot of these people think that they're joining a military or joining a cause that's actually good. Or worse yet, they're just doing it because they have no other choice. And they're young and it's exciting and it pays well. Think about it. When you join the military and you're 18 years old, you get paid to get in shape, to learn how to fight, to learn how to use weapons. There's a lot of like evil to kill, man. Violence, like learning how to kill and being a good killer. That is not the whole. I mean, we really fuck it up. We teach these kids at a very tender age how to kill and be killing machines before they know how to love. Some of them before they've even loved. Or some of them that come from broken homes, and you turn a broken person with nothing to do with his life, or who was treated like shit his whole life, and you turn him into a fucking killer, and he takes those skills and then he learns about the fucked upness of the. I mean, it's not the best way. It's not the best way to fight evil. It is literally something that is helping grow evil and has been used to perpetuate evil. 9/11 is traced back to the government in so many different fucking ways, it's ridiculous. Not to mention it spawned, 3 wars? All of which never should have happened. There's tons of evidence to prove it, and still nobody has been taken accounted for. Nobody's stood trial. There's been no reparations to the people that we fucked over there, and to the and to the U.S. soldiers that were sent over there wrongfully, illegally, and some of them who have died and paid the ultimate price. I mean, it's really atrocity, dude. And it all stems from really a lack of following the Constitution. The U.S. Constitution, if it was really taken verbatim, never would have allowed these types of wars. Even 9/11, that was a group, even if it was the story they told us, we decided to punish a whole country and that whole area because of the choice of a couple dozen people or a dozen people. That doesn't equate to going in and invading a whole fucking country, dude. But anyways, that's what we did. But again, there's other reasons why we were there. It wasn't just, obviously, they set that up on purpose. And then right after 9/11, I think that part of the reason why they chose to do all that was to get better access to opium. Because right around that same time, what happened? Oxycontin flourished. And tons of people got hooked on that shit. Which I believe was a setup. And then a bunch of doctors got in trouble because they started prescribing a bunch of people for shit way more than they should have. My mom, at one point, was prescribed, I think, 6 40 milligram Oxycontins every single day. That is enough to keep you in a comatose state, essentially. She's an average-sized female. And it's everything about healing tells us that the longer people put that type of shit in them, the harder it's going to be for their body to heal. We know this. It's been known. Ancients, the East has been, their way of medicine works very well. But for some reason, here in the West, we just choose not to fucking teach our doctors or the hospitals anything really about holistic healing or nutrition or the power in eating the right foods and doing the right activities. And we compartmentalize it into all these different things, and we just have these people focus on this one area instead of, because everything is connected. So when things aren't appreciated in the right fashion that they should be, things are left out, things are left missing, people aren't given what they could be given to help them out because the system isn't set up in that type of way. So anyways, I'm rambling a bit here, but I just thought I would, I just felt like talking a little bit, but I think I'm gonna shut down. All right, peace, everybody.